joining us in NewsX World with that perspective. But we have some more news coming in. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has spoken to Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He has said that he informed the Prime Minister about the talks with President Trump in Washington with the participation of European leaders. Ukrainian President emphasized on the ties with India and said that it was a productive and important conversation. Zelensky has said that the two countries coordinated their positions ahead of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit and emphasized on the call with the Prime Minister that the end of this war must begin with an immediate ceasefire with the necessary silence. The Ukrainian president has also thanked PM Modi and has said that India is ready to make the necessary efforts and to deliver the appropriate signal to Russia and other leaders during the meetings on the sidelines of the summit. Big developments taking place during the Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting taking place in China. We're now learning that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has spoken to the Indian Prime Minister. Joining us is Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, former diplomat from New Delhi. Ambassador Dayal, like I said, interesting developments taking place amidst the SCO Summit. We've just read on social media the Ukrainian president himself has posted that he's had a conversation with the Indian Prime Minister and that India and Ukraine have, ahead of the SCO Summit, discussed the way forward and how Ukraine now expects India to give some sort of a signal to Russia at the SCO. Is that something that's going to happen in your assessment?
Well, India has always said that it is not an era of war. Our Prime Minister has repeatedly emphasized this. And we have cautioned both Russia and Ukraine against escalation because the consequences are going to be terrible if this war continues, not just for these two countries, but for the entire region and perhaps for the whole world. So it is up to these two countries to heed our Prime Minister's very, very sane advice and find ways to de-escalate and, in fact, to end the war. Now, Trump has tried to end it, but, he has taken a position which appears to be much more conciliatory towards Russia. He has to be very balanced in his approach. Now, there are various factors which have to be taken into account. For instance, will Russia give back to Ukraine territories which are annexed by it, for instance, Crimea and the Donbass region? Russia has declined and has said that it is not going to return any territories. But Ukraine insists on getting back whatever territories Russia has occupied. It's a very, very important stumbling block. And then again, there is this larger question of Ukraine joining NATO. So there has to be some compromise found. And our Prime Minister has always advised in favor of finding these compromises and ending the conflict. So if Prime Minister Modi spoke to the Ukrainian President Zelensky, it was in this very, very broad ongoing context that we want this war to end. And at the SCO Summit, when Prime Minister meets the Russian President, Mr. Putin, I'm sure he will also counsel him in the same sort of way. So, to repeat what I've been saying, India stands for ending the Russia-Ukraine conflict, and Prime Minister Modi has been extending all efforts in this regard.
Absolutely. Ambassador, thank you so much for joining us on NewsX World. And with that, we leave you with my colleague Megha Sharma.